Shalom. Kal halalim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,001 May peace and blessings and a spirit of endurance be upon you and your households as we approach the end. I hope I don't have to clear my throat too many times. It always happens every time I've got to make a video, or every time I make a video. But nevertheless, all right. I'm sure everybody has found out what's happened in the last 24 hours or I believe it was on the 24th of June. Okay, just under 2 days ago, 6 p.m. local time in Venezuela, which is South America, right? A huge landmass full of, let's just say at this moment in time, collectively heathens, because a lot of our people worship other gods. They worship the so-called white man. They're happy with it when their daughters marry a so-called white man. I myself work with an Edomite who lived in Venezuela. All right. And guess what? He married an Israelite woman. Okay. And he, the Edomite, converted to Catholicism. Obviously, I've got to play Clark Kent. You know, you got to be all polite because this is a work situation, right? I can't really say too much. You know, you're going to say, good for you. You got married. All that bullshit. You know, but shalak rhyme to that devil. Okay. But nevertheless, these Northern Kingdom Jakes, they're crazy, man. They worship Esau, Edom completely. All right. First Maccabees 3:48. The heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. All right. So-called whitewashing. They actually believe their daughter marries a so-called white man. They think that their daughter's marrying the son of God. They actually think that. They actually believe it. They don't even realize that you're actually giving your daughters to a devil, an Edomite, a heathen. Okay, yeah, we understand how people are scattered everywhere. Pursuant to Deuteronomy 20, verse 64, right? We're scattered everywhere, and we do look like the other nations. Some of us. There's Israelites everywhere, okay? Because, black, Hispanic men, Native Indian men deal with women of other nations, and sometimes the children come out looking like their mothers, okay? That happens, all right? Prime example, which is utilized all the time, is Blake Griffin's son, Drake's son, and there's so many examples out there, okay? All right? Cameron Diaz, for example, perfect example. She looks like a right cracker bitch, okay? Cameron Diaz. She looks like a right Edomite, but she's Jake. Her father is an Issacharite, a Mexican man, okay? But also within the land of Venezuela, you got a lot of Edomites there too, okay? All right, you speak to somebody with a Spanish accent. Oh, I'm from Venezuela, and his last name is German. His last name is. I said, okay, how come his surname is German? I've spoken to a couple of Latin. Well, I'm assuming, or I'll say so-called Latino people with German or English surnames. Why? Because their father or their grandfather is an Edomite. There could be Israelite foreigners. True, I don't know, but everybody cannot be a Jake. Otherwise, who's going to be a freaking slave, right? Okay, and granted, we are the most numerous nation on the planet Earth, Hosea 1 and 10. Okay, and pursuant to Zechariah 13 and 8 and 13 and 9, the Lord's going to cut off 2/3, and 1/3's going to make it through. Okay, and the Lord is deleting unelect Jakes in droves because they're right at the end of this kingdom. Okay, the Lord is dealing with his nation first. Okay. Like Elder Apostle Gabar was saying, the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yashai. I'm going to jump over Esau to get at you 2/3 first, man, before I get at Esau Edom, which is rightfully so. It's because it's you heathens, you want to be heathens, let's say that, you Israelites that are worshipping other gods and following heathenistic customs, right? That are the doorstop for Esau Edom. Esau Edom's kingdom is closing, and here you motherfuckers are being a doorstop to try and stop the door closing. You want to save the so-called white man. You want to have children with the so-called white man. You want to worship their gods. You want to worship their ways. One of my managers is a so-called Latino Jake. He's definitely a Jake. All right. Italian mother, Sicilian, and Venezuelan father. So he's an Asherite. I believe it's Asher, right? Well, he's an Israelite anyway. Definitely a Jake. All right. And Christmas is a big thing in Venezuela. Okay. And December time, he goes, yeah, everybody takes a whole month off, and I'm in the spirit, and oh, it's Christmas, and we relax on the beach, and blah blah blah. And he knew about Halloween and all that kind of stuff, and he goes, we don't celebrate pagan holidays and all that kind of stuff, but he didn't realize that Christmas is pagan. The book of Jeremiah, I believe it's chapter 10, verse 1, lets you know that you should be worshiping those heathenistic customs. Okay, and just bear with me for a second. I said Jeremiah 10 verse 1. I just want to make sure I quoted it correct, because I don't like quoting the scripture, paraphrasing it, and it's not the right chapter or verse. I'm going to go to my phone. Jeremiah 10 verse 1, King James Version. Where are we? Oh, for crying out loud, where are we? Ah, yeah, boom ting. As Benjamin would say, boom ting. Yeah, it's the one, Jeremiah 10 verse 1. First Maccabees 3:48, King James Version. Sorry. Yeah, that's the one. Heathen sort of paint the likeness of their images. Okay? And that's the background story. We're not supposed to even call upon the name of another God. Okay? Obviously, for edification purposes, you might have to say Jesus and all that bullshit, or whatever, Ashtaroth or whatever, or Molech, whatever, right? You're not supposed to say, you're not supposed to pray in those names. You're not supposed to bow to their statues, which is idol worship. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to partake in Halloween trick or treat. You're not supposed to have a tree according to your own will erected in your house, and you engrossed in Christmas celebrations. Okay? You're not supposed to do any heathenistic customs. All right? But our people, especially the northern kingdom of Israel, okay, man, they got statues everywhere, huge crosses and Edomite images everywhere, incense burning. And you look at it. I mean, if you go to a modern church, which I did, because we did RE, which is religious education. When we were children, we went to we went to a Sikh temple, we went to a Hindu temple, we went to a mosque, we went to a church, and the church and the mosque and the Hindu temple are demonic as fuck, man. You go into a freaking church, you see the demonic Edomite statues. I remember as a child going in there with the school and the teacher leading the way, of course, because it's religious education. This is the 80s, by the way. All right. And it was demonic as fuck, man. When you go in there, you see them crazy statues of Edomites and where people sit, and you walk through. I didn't grow up in wacky tacky Christianity. Okay. When you walk down the aisle where people bring, when they walk, whether to get married or whatever, that aisle thing, right? When you walk up and you see the huge statue of Mary or Jebus or whatever, and you see the huge cross, it's demonic. There's nothing spiritual or exhilarating about being in that place. The people that feel exhilarated or feel safe about going in that place have demons on them. All right, simple as that. All right, and the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is pissed off and angry, man. The Lord ain't playing, man. The Lord exploded, imploded, destroyed that place. Whole buildings falling down. Okay, people within that. Okay, babies, children, women. Everybody got it, man. Okay, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. They're probably watching the soccer. All right, probably having beers. All right, whatever they were doing, relaxing. Sun is setting in Venezuela, and lo and behold, Yahweh Shemashai destroyed their relaxation. All right, destroyed it, and rightfully so, because you Northern Kingdom Jakes really piss me off, man. Okay, especially when you talk against the tribe of Judah. All right, the perpetrator of this earth. I mean, not the biggest criminal on this earth, right? The murderer, the enslaver, the destroyer of the earth, the so-called white man. You have nothing to say about that motherfucker, but you talk about the so-called black man. Okay, when in your family, right, you probably light skinned with straight hair or blue eyes, but your family or your cousin from the same family, from the same bloodline, paternal line, has afro, you probably make fun of him. When Northern Kingdom families are diverse looking, and you Jakes are gonna get it, man. You make me sick to my stomach, and you annoy me, and I'm sick and tired of seeing you spick nigger women, right, married to Edomites in the UK. There's so many of you Portuguese girls, women from Venezuela and other parts. I'm talking gorgeous looking women, man. married to these ugly, pig-skinned, bald-headed, chubby Edomite men, or just average Edomite men. And you think to yourself, man, for the most part, Latin niggas, right, are quite sharp looking, look like models, man. And you got the Judite brothers that sharp looking. We're the best looking people on the planet. And these gorgeous women want to get married to a fucking cracker in England? I mean, I'm talking like, man, I don't know if you're familiar with the show EastEnders in the UK or not. Google Phil Mitchell and Grant Mitchell, man. Phil Mitchell. Motherfuckers that look like that. And it's sickening and disgusting. And it annoys you, but then again, that's their lot, man. And they're giving birth to these Edomites with exotic looks. But it's okay. It's okay. You Israelite women that want to have these Edomite babies, I hope you have a bunch of daughters too, because they're going to make some lovely concubines. All right? And you're going to get it. I know I'm going to a bit of a synopsis on everything that I hate about the Northern Kingdom. All right? But the righteous are amongst them too. Okay? So a lot of people, a lot of Latin niggas, a lot of Latin jakes have come abroad, all right, to Europe and UK. We got Dominican neighborhoods. We got Venezuelan neighborhoods, all right. And I'm sure there's some Mexican jakes, okay. I've even walked around an Israelite foreigner neighborhood in West London, going for walks in the park. There was a guy drinking beer there. I thought he was a Punjabi guy, right, a Northern Indian, right, and he was speaking Spanish. I said, what? Because sometimes brown people look alike, right? And then we got Latinos everywhere, man. Okay, some have come for salvation, some have come to get deleted, but the Lord is taking out you Jakes in the Northern Kingdom in droves, man, because you are a big hindrance, man, and rightfully so. Okay, I'm just going to go into a quick synopsis of the story, and then I'm going to go into some scriptures because we're 12 minutes in. Okay, Salakia for the rant. But as Elder Kazaki Allah would say, I'm not comparing myself to our elders, of course. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Ashai, but I would say that was somewhat of a righteous rant, Lord willing. All right, but let's go. Venezuela was struck by two powerful earthquakes that have killed at least 235 people, injured over 4,300 others, and caused widespread structural destruction. Authorities have also reported up to 40,000 to 50,000 people missing as search and rescue teams continue to dig through collapsed buildings. And the UK is giving £2 million. What the fuck is £2 million going to do? Shouldn't you give back more, Esau Edom? They're not going to do it. They grape each country these crackers go to. They grape each country, all the resources, the money, the precious metals, the diamonds, the stones, the workforce. They grape each land. But then, afterwards, after they grape it, they call it a shithole. If it's such a shithole, why the fuck you there for, cracker, Esau Edom? And then they say, oh, we're going to give £2 million. Okay? We know what Esau Edom is doing with his heart machine. Okay, with the machinery, because the Lord has given him the technology, and my phone had to chime in on that. The Lord has given him the technology because they're the sword of the earth. They're the sword or the whooping stick on the left-hand side, okay, of Yahweh Bashim Hashai to punish the wicked. All right? All right? So Esau Edom punishes his own as well as you unelect Jakes. All right? Then the Esau, so the Lord has given the technology to Esau Edom to do these things. All right? Okay. Dig through collapsed buildings. Authorities have also reported up to 40 to 50,000 people missing as search and rescue teams continue to dig through collapsed buildings. Okay. Wednesday, the 24th of June, 2026, the quake struck back to back. Okay. That means the Lord chucked a jab and then a reverse punch. Okay. That's anger. That wasn't like a little jab and that's it. I want to see if you could stumble or whatever. The Lord wanted to get you, man. Boom, boom. Jab with full power. All right. Left foot forward, leaping forward. All right. Twisting your ankle, properly digging it in, coming from the ground up, hitting that chin, right? Or the nose. Then a solid reverse punch or right cross. Boom. Knockout. Okay. So the Lord won't play back to back. You hear me, bro? Time. The quake struck back to back starting at 1804, which is 6:04 p.m., of course. Okay, which is about 10 o'clock at night here in the UK. The second tremor hit 38 to 39 seconds after the first. Okay? 38. Okay? Or 39 seconds. The Lord gave you a little quick jab and then waited to see how you react. And boom! Here goes a knockout. Buildings fell. A whole bunch of damage happened. Number of earthquakes. 2 main earthquakes occurred in what geologists call a doublet event. Call a doublet event. I call it a jab and reverse punch event, but doublet event. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Ashai. Magnitude 7.2. 7 meaning completion. All right. The Lord's going to complete it. The Lord could have made it 10, but the Lord will bring them 10s out very soon, man. And I'm not talking about women. We're talking about earthquakes. All right. The first quake struck at a depth of 22 kilometers in Yarakwai. Is it Yarakwai or Yara? Let's just say Yarakwai State, west of Caracas. Magnitude 7.5. The second, even stronger. Okay, the reverse punch, the right hook, or the reverse punch of the right cross. The second, even stronger, quick hit moments later at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers. It is noted as Venezuela's most powerful earthquake in over a century. Why is that? Because we are right at the end. Okay, these are the birth pains, man, the tremors. Okay, like a woman screaming, about to give birth to a son, okay, or a child. Okay, the same thing's happening now. All right. This destruction is the birth of Yasharallah, man. Out of this destruction, okay, the birth of the rise of Israel, the rise of Jacob. Okay. Casualties and injuries, dead, 235. Fatalities, injured, more than 4,300 people. And when you say injured, you just got a bump or knock on the head. We're talking about missing hands, limbs, arms, legs. All right. Which means people that are going to survive out of these 4,300 people are going to be, a lot of people are going to line up for the micro CHIP. Okay, they're going to want their faculties back, their eyesight back, fake limbs and shit. They're going to be enhanced. And they're going to have a lot of candidates here. Okay, and which is going to be like a light at the end of the tunnel, not knowing it's not the real light from Yahweh Shemashai. It's a fake light from Esau Edom shining a torch. All right. Missing between 40,000 and 50,000 people are currently unaccounted for, which means a good portion of them are probably dead or underneath the rubble. All right. I've saw some images of a woman being dragged out of the rubble. Her fingers were moving. Okay. The U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, estimates a high probability that final fatalities could significantly exceed current numbers due to vulnerable brick and adobe infrastructure. Amount of damage. Buildings collapsed. 250 major buildings and homes have been severely damaged or entirely flattened. This includes a 10-story hotel and over 100 buildings in the hardest hit coastal city of La Guaira. Okay, it's probably like coastal, beautiful women. A lot of tourists go there, a lot of crackers go there, to get some PUSSY. Oh, let's go freak off for the Latin women. They're freaky, they're easy. We just all you got to do is chuck them a few dollars and pounds or euros. They're yours. You can do whatever you want. Esau goes there. All right. And what Esau is a faggot, really. He goes there for the children and the boys, but all right. But they do that. We hear these stories from these crackers. And you crackers are gonna pay, man. All right. And my phone had to chime in again as well. But I know you didn't hear it, but I heard it. All right. You're going to pay. When I said Esau going to pay, the phone went bing. The Lord Yahweh Shemesh, I agreed. The Lord concurs. All right. Critical infrastructure. The Simon, or let's just say in English, the Simon Bolivar International Airport in Macuatia, serving Caracas, sustained heavy internal damage and was forced to close. Major rail and transport networks have also been halted under a nationwide state of emergency. Economic impact. Initial forecasts indicate that the total economic loss could cost up to 7% of Venezuela's GDP, gross domestic product. All right. Let's see some images. All right. I mean, there's news images we can play, but I'm sure everybody's seen it. I'm just going to go to a little quick synopsis of what's going on. That's the site of the damage there, man. Let's click on each. Look at that. Look at that. You know, people think that South America is just some hick town and with just trees and shit and everywhere. Nah, there's beautiful parts of South America, even more beautiful than the U.S. mainland. Absolutely. Okay, because Jacob is over there for the most part, and Jacob, for the most part, if you look at it, is way more. I mean, our people are wicked, but they are a little bit more civilized. The ones that are not YNs, of course, a little bit more civilized. A little bit. I'm saying just a little bit more civilized than Esau, Edom. All right. Okay. Look at that little Jake baby there holding on to his mother. All right. You know, look at this older lady, man. See? Jake there again. Jake on the rooftop or something, trying to figure out how he's going to get down. Jason Wang, are you okay? I saw that. Saw that. That's not Jason Wang, of course. That's just another news. That's his new segment here. That's a Jake. Look at that. All right, if you watch a news segments, man, it's like a whole it's like a small version of the Twin Towers is toppling over completely, crashing down with people inside it, bruv. The Lord ain't playing, man. All right, the Lord ain't playing, man. All right, let's go to some scriptures now, man. Uh, Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Okay, whoever perished being innocent. Then the Lord tell us not to do these things. You go against it. What does Big Papa do? What does the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yashai do? What does the Most High do? Papa don't take no mess, right? The same way your dad will whoop you if you f around and go against what he's been telling you. He gave you a warning, gave you another warning. You did not take heed. What happens? You get the licks, right? Just like I did as a child. My dad whooped my ass with a stick, a bamboo stick. My dad was a carpenter, so he had a lot of access to different kind of flexible wood, man, to kick my ass when I was a child, and rightfully so. Okay, my dad was a carpenter, building trade for 40, 45, 50 years. All right, so you know, and rightfully so. In the same way our earthly father would punish us, you think Yahweh Shemeshai ain't gonna get us or get the wicked? And Lord willing, we're not part of that number. Hell no, man. You don't want no smoke with the Lord, man. Hell no. A very fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power, man. Okay? A very fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. Deuteronomy 32 verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Okay. Isaiah 45 verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, do all these things. Okay? The Lord does it all. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, do all these things. Okay? Satan reports to Yahweh Shemashai. You understand? The right hand angels and the left hand angels all report to the Lord, and they've got to do what they got to do. All right? Okay? There is no war or arm wrestle between the Most High and Satan. Satan is just an angel on the left-hand side that reports to our power, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. All right? That's the crazy Northern Kingdom Jason thinks that, oh, there's a war between Satan does evil, only the Most High does good. The Lord controls both sides, man. All right? And you'll never understand the Most High's ways. That's why the Most High is the Most High. Okay? Let's go to some of the scriptures that the Lord said. Where are we? Okay, 1 second. Where are we? No, that's not the one. Ah, right. Let's go to let's just go here. All right. Prohibitions against speaking or mentioning the names of other gods. Okay. Exodus 20 and 23 and 13. I just want to make sure this is a King James version. 1 second. Exodus 23 and 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. You know, Northern Kingdom, man, worshipping Mary, Jeebus, and all sorts of other crazy, there might be a wacky tacky Christian, but they'll be celebrating everything else as well. Worshipping the sun, moon, and stars and all that shit too. They do all sorts of shit, man. All right. And the women, shit. You know, the woman, man. The women are wicked, man. All right. And they'll be doing all sorts of shit too, man, trying to control a man. All right. I got women like that. I wouldn't say that the bitch is in my family. Okay, I got women like that. And not, I don't have it. I'm just saying what I'm saying. That there's a lady like that in our family circle where I could say that the man she's married to is my cousin, and that bitch done something to him by feeding him something, and he's like under control. He's like in some under some kind of spell. He's never been the same again. Never been the same again. Women are wicked, man. All right. Exodus 23 and 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard of thy mouth. And you jakes out there that are dealing with women of other nations that could be Muslim, wacky tacky Christians or whatever, or other nations, and they've got these practices. Don't let that bitch do that practice around you. Okay. You got a male and female dynamic. Okay. This is for me too. This message is for myself too. Okay. You hang out with, you let her hang out with you, and you do the 1-2 in the bedroom, hotel room, or whatever. Don't bring her to your house either, man. Don't let her know where you live. All right. Okay. It's advice. Hotel room. Okay. Do what you gotta do, and keep it like that. All right. Okay. Nothing wrong with dealing with a woman of another nation, but man, don't get engrossed in their bullshit. Let's go to Joshua 23 verse 7. All right. Joshua 23 verse 7. That ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you, neither make mention of the name of their gods, nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them. Okay? Joshua 23 verse 7. There's going to be one verse up. Okay. Okay. Let's go to 23 verse 6. Be ye therefore very courageous to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the law of Mashah or Moses, that ye turn not aside therefrom to the right hand or to the left, that ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you, neither make mention of the name of their gods, nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them. All right? Let's go to Psalm 16, verse 4. Brakti Habashim Ashai 444. Brakti Habashim Ashai Kalwali Habashim Ashai. That is beautiful, man. The water, Lord. We're talking about destruction here, and I chucked in Psalm 16, verse 4. I got 44,400 search results. 444. You disregard the zeros, of course. 444. Thwadi Habashim Ashai. And which scripture am I after? Oh, yeah. It was 444, right? And guess what comes up? Psalm 16 verse 4 I was after. 4 for mercy. But then when I chopped in, when you go to chapter 16, guess what one is? Preserve me, O Most High Power, Yahweh Shemashai, for in thee do I put my trust. Highly spiritual, man. Okay, now let's go to verse 4. Their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. Okay? Their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. Their sorrows shall be multiplied. Then the Lord just multiply their sorrows. Okay? First earthquake, 39 seconds later, another one more powerful. Jab, reverse punch, or jab, or right cross. If it was a third one, that would be a kick in the teeth because you're on the ground then. But that would, the Lord, man, this is just the start. Okay, this is just a start. Let me find an earthquake scripture as well, man. I want to add that to this video, Lord willing. Let's see if I can find it. You know, I'm trying to keep it short and snappy, but I end up making it long. Salakia for that, man. You know, I'm not the best video maker. You know, I'm not like a scriptorial. I'm not like, I'm not like our elders and teachers, man. You know, they're spiritual ninjas, you know, with the scriptures, you know. But we learn from them in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai. So, you know, and this all makes sense to us, man. Tawari Yahweh Shemashai for this truth. Brakti Yahweh Shemashai. Tawara, Lord. Tawara. It's such a beautiful gift to have this truth, man, and have the name of Yahweh Shemashai, man. You just don't know. Luke 21:11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Haven't we been witnessing that? Great signs from heaven. Okay, I believe it was last year, right? When we saw chariots. I saw a chariot flying over the hood. It was orange color. My son saw it, you know, like with the flames behind it, looking like a comet. It was an orange one. My son saw a bright blue one at night, flying past his bedroom. Okay, flames, rainbows in the house, outside the house, over my house. Okay, chariots, orbs. We've seen great signs from heaven. We've seen fearful sights. We're seeing it right now with this earthquake. Okay, right? Earthquakes in diverse places, everywhere, bruv. America, Asia, East Asia, South Asia, right? The Americas, Latin America, right? With these earthquakes, what's going to happen? Famines and pestilences, diseases from that, lack of hygiene, water, okay? Famines, no food. Food has to get there, you know? It's like a snowball effect, right? All right, so I think I'll leave it there now. 414. Or I'm going to leave it there now. All praises, honor, glory, and blessings and power be to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, Mawatha Bad Baba, Kwam Yashrala, Shalom. And one more thing as well. For all you sincere Jakes out there, pray to Yahweh Bashem Yashai facing the east every Shalom Barakar when you wake up. Okay, I don't like to say the word morning. I say Shalom Barakar. I'm not a scriptor. I'm not a ninja in spiritual ninja when it comes to language with the Lashwan Kodash, but I know enough to get to get by. Lord willing, I can learn more. Right? But when you wake up in the AM, right, man, pray to Yahweh Shemashai to speed up the time even more, man. So we can get go home, bro. Go home. Go home. This is the reason why you Jake's been homesick all your life. Like I was. Because I wanted to go home. All right? I didn't know why I was homesick all these years, man. Now I know. Makes sense. I want to go home, man. I know you want to go home. But anyway, let's go. Another day closer to the kingdom, as brother Manatazak Banyamin would say, of GMS San Francisco, the brother who makes the videos. I'll call him an elder out of respect. Okay? All right? His videos are, man, beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there now. All praise to Yahweh Hashem Mashai, Hashem Rakakodash, Muathabad Babal, Kwam Yashala. Shalom.